Good morning, Tracy. First one. Lasagna was great. So was the cranberry jello. I halfway thought about having like a plate of it here during the live stream, but decided against it. Actually, Christmas Day was my last day off, so I went right back to work. So I only had one serving of it. Plan to change that this weekend. It is. It's really good. You know, people think cranberries. They think it's going to be really kind of tangy and not. But you put the sugar in there, and it equalizes that out. And you combine that with the lemon jello and the pineapple on the upper layer, and it's really sweet. Good morning, Janine. Let's get the you from the last show out of there. What do you say? Hello, Gene. We're supposed to be like 80 tomorrow, which is weird for almost January. But hopefully we get some good weather this year, this winter. I love it when every year I've lived here, you've gotten at least it snowed at least a little bit. And one point we had like as much as 4 inches, so that was awesome. I like that. I hope that happens again. Hello, Darth. All right, here we go. Now it's a party. Yeah, Christmas was nice. I spent it with about 40 of my friends on a live stream. Yeah, it was fun. I was thinking, this is going to take longer than 2 hours to do. And I was thinking about this and I was thinking to myself, man, I hope I can keep up with it. But, it didn't seem like almost 3.5 hours. It went pretty fast. I guess it's just because I was doing something, but it's a pretty complicated recipe, but it's worth it. Oh yeah, I haven't even looked into seeing how many times it's been viewed. I think a lot of times I don't know how they consider it a viewing. Is it just someone started for a minute and then gave up on it, or what? Because I know one of the things that YouTube tells me about how my videos do is what the average retention period is, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't make it all the way through my videos. which is interesting. Sometimes it's 20, 30, 40%. So, I don't know. Subscriber number keeps going up. So whatever. Nobody's sending me death threats yet. So who knows? Maybe everyone's watching my videos is only looking at it for like 2 minutes and say, man, this guy sucks. And switching to something else. Yeah, hang on a second. I'm going to turn the heater off. It's going to be a nice day today, so I opened up the windows. It's a little bit chilly outside, and it's making the furnace go on. I don't want to. I don't want to be having that thing run the whole time. Got to stop that. Not going to be heating up the neighborhood for after all. No, there haven't been any death threats. I'm just me joking. I just got some creeps that come in here every once in a while, and we take care of them. I did. The rock shop was open for the last time last Sunday, and so I went, and they were having a really good day, and I made them have a good day too. So I bought a few things that I thought were really cool. At this point, I had just gotten, what I get sick time and vacation time at work, and I haven't taken much vacation time. Uh, and so at the end of the year, the company pays it out. Well, the last paycheck of the year included that payout for me, and I got a good chunk of cash for that. So um, I did my best to help them out because I know they're going to need. It's going to be it's going to be a struggle for them for the next couple months until they get the store going. So I got this. I thought this was really really cool. They call this rainbow tourmaline. Usually tourmaline is black, but I have some green tourmaline like it is right here. But no, I'm sorry, not rainbow tourmaline, watermelon tourmaline, because it's got the green and it's got this red stuff on it here too. You can see it from the edge. And so she had that, and I thought that was really cool. So I got that. And I thought that was just a kind of a really pretty purple rock. Had some cool facets and stuff like that. I like how you get like smooth natural edges like that. That's always cool. And I like things that are really striking color too. So, that was a good thing. And I got this piece of fluorite, which is, I've got a lot of fluorite, but I like kind of the cubic nature of the crystals on this one. Fluorite, tends to be more just jagged, more like, that, or that. But I really like kind of the cubic nature of that. So I got that piece. This one's one of those that glows under a black light. Unfortunately, my black light burned out, so I got to get another one. But yeah, that's cool. And then that's called an amethyst scepter. And basically, it's just a big piece of an amethyst. And this is cool because it's amethyst on the top and quartz here. And then there's this little gold streak down the middle that's called, let's get it lined up here. See, there's a little gold streak in there that they call golden healer. And so that's kind of cool. So that's now mine. I don't usually, like I said, go for things like this. This is a little bit more man-made-y. Somebody cut this up and polished it this way. But that one was still kind of cool. So I made an exception. So yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, no poop, Darth. Sorry. Yeah, I like the purple one. Yeah, I did hear about Mount Kilauea. That's very cool. I have my friend Matt lives on that island. Yeah, purple's a great color. And yeah, I got a lot of things that are purple. It's funny, when I went to that Perot Museum, about a year or so ago and saw that great rock and mineral display, one of the things they had was minerals of all different colors. So in one display, they'd have yellow and orange and red. And I've been thinking about doing that with some of my stuff too, because I got basically all the colors too. A piece of lemon calcite that's yellow. I got what is it? I don't remember what it's called. That's orange. I've got a ruby that's red. Lots of blues, greens, purples. Okay, are we playing a game here? Tracy says Spectre, you say Phil Spector, and then I gotta take something starting with Phil. So I'm gonna go Phil Collins, and then someone else does Jackie Collins, and then that would get crazy kind of quick. I just maybe thought we were gonna go into a James Bond conversation here. Okay, I have no idea what's going on right now. Hello. No, I just put them back in the bucket. I'll have them. I might drink a few of them on New Year's Eve. Who knows? Oh yeah, that's my Winchester Mystery House. Actually, I went there with Jordan, but that's not where I got the T-shirt. My parents went there a number of years before Jordan and I did, and they got me the T-shirt, and then I finally got to go one myself. That place is amazing. If you ever get to check that out, definitely worth a look. There's a funny story. It was built by the widow of the creator of the Winchester Repeating Rifle Company, and she somehow a ghost convinced her that if she didn't continue to build for the rest of her build on her house for the rest of her life, that the ghosts of her victims of the Winchester rifle were going to haunt her. And so she spent the rest of her life just constantly building on this house. And it's staircases that go nowhere, and you know doors that open nowhere, and it's in Northern California. Just check out Winchester Mystery House. One of the many great things I got to go visit Jordan, or go with and see with Jordan. Hey, Black Dot, how you doing? San Jose. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, sure. It says so right on the shirt too. Okay, yeah, it's in San Jose, so it's near San Francisco. Yeah, see, I should have just looked at my own shirt. What am I thinking? Where is it? It's in Northern California somewhere. Oh, our friend is back. I think it should be about 5 states. It is, from the outside, it is a pretty house. I don't know. We have a call for a treat bite. Do you want a treat? See, this is why you like the live streams because people tell me to give you something to eat. You stop biting my finger? Jeez. That's twice you got me. And then you drop it. What a klutz. You're so graceful. Yeah, you only get to bite the hand that feeds you twice before it ends. No, I'll probably just hang out here. I don't know. We'll see. Well, we got a little rain last couple of days, so it's pretty muddy back there right now. I don't think I'm going to be doing much in the next couple of days, but who knows? It's going along quicker than I thought it would be. I am literally ready now to start putting bricks in place. And that's going to be a huge, huge project. I'm going to have to actually see if I can get Home Depot to deliver for me because that'd be way easier if I could just pay them to have them deliver it. Then all I got to do is get them into the backyard. Yeah, well, it's not going to be pretty. My back isn't going to be a pretty thing, uh, anyway, because it's going to probably be about 1,000 of those bricks, and I think they weigh like 25 pounds a piece. I don't know yet exactly what I'm going to plant. We're going to put something in there. Fruit trees of some sort. I'm going to see what the options are when the time comes. No, I'm probably going to try and do as much of it as I can. I don't see anything that short of maybe, getting some of the stuff, delivered to me. Part of the fun is doing it yourself. Definitely fruit trees, yes. But the sections now that I've got it all kind of laid out with the marking cord there, it really shows that it's gonna be big sections. So it might be trees and a number of bushes, but I got to deal with the fact also if it's trees, I got to be able to harvest the fruits. I can't just have it all thick in there. But uh, you can also get those like fruit picker things that have little baskets on a stick, and you can do that too. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm making this up as I go along. I also want to put low voltage lighting in there too, little spotlights or something like that. Light the thing up, make it inviting. Someplace not nice to go out at night. The pool was big, but this is larger than the pool was because As I mentioned, I think in the first video, right along the outside wall of the pool was where the sprinkler heads were that pointed out into the yard. But now what I need to do is have all those sprinkler heads inside. So I had to expand the diameter to make that work. So it's actually about 30 feet in diameter where the pool was about 25. So it's bigger than the pool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always on the lookout for a money tree. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look into it. I got to figure out what will grow well. Uh, Generally, nurseries and stuff don't tend to get plants and stuff that don't do well in the area where they're being sold. So, but I'll definitely end up talking to some people and figure out what I got to do to protect my stuff. Oh yeah, it's always easier to find a money pit than a money tree, right? Why is that? I haven't seen any fruit in any of the neighbors' yards, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Lindex. But like I said, there's a couple nurseries around here that kind of specialize in stuff like that, and I'm going to talk to them, see what they think, ask around. Yeah, I don't know if I'll definitely ask that if money does grow on trees, maybe we can get some of those. Even if I have to order them, that might be worth it. No, the walkway is not going to be concrete. The walkway is going to be more like what I have going between the garden, the planters in the back there, where it's a rock base and then like paving stones. That's what the walkway is going to be. It's not going to be concrete. What I'm thinking about doing is because I want to. There's all that dirt that's in the pool area right now. I don't want to get rid of it, and I think what that can be done is moved into the area where the walkway is going to be. And so what I want to do is line up where the boundaries of the walkway are, and I'm going to do that with like railroad ties. I was looking at railroad ties, and I think that's the way to do that. And that'll be the border for the walkway on each side, and it'll be built up, and I'll put dirt inside of there, and then we'll have the quality dirt in each of the four quadrants. I don't know. I might, like I said, this is, I'm all kind of imagining this as I'm going. This is a work in progress. In fact, I've kind of modified the idea just in the last 5 minutes in my head talking about it. I'm thinking instead of having where the four things intersect and it's a right angle, I'm thinking maybe making a circle in the middle that cuts out the corner on each one of them, makes it a little bit bigger area in the center. And then you could put like a bench or something in there. Like I said, this is a work in progress. I can do whatever I want. All right. Thanks for stopping in, Gene. Good talking to you. I don't know. Like I said, I made it the whole year this past summer. Never once said to myself, "Gee, I'd really like to hop in the pool." I think I was using the pool just because it was there and because I was spending money keeping it up. Now I have noticed that they've got these large size inflatable pools that are pretty cool. And that would be actually kind of cool because then you could take it down when you don't want to use it, or, you know, however you want to do that. Take it down for the winter and maybe put a bench in that area. And so, I mean, I might do something, or maybe like a hot tub or something. It is sometimes it was nice at night when I come home from one of my walks and in the middle of summer where it's still like 85 out and you come home and you're a little sweaty. It was nice to hop in the pool and cool off a little bit. But yeah, see, I was never one of those people that was somebody's going to hop in the pool when it was, cold. In fact, I had to get into the pool once because I got the vacuum tangled up in something, and actually had to get into the pool to, when it was like 50 degrees, and it's like, "Ugh, I don't want to do that anymore." Well, that's going to be nice too, in my case too, because I can enjoy, um, a garden and trees and whatever all year round. Where the pool was only good for 3 months out of the year, and it did take a big part of the yard. Didn't really mind because I had a big part of the yard, but it's nice to have a bigger part of the yard now. It was a nice pool. It was like I said, it was just kind of a pain to take care of, and there was so much maintenance on it. And now I was going to have to replace the liner and the wall. It wasn't worth it. If I were going to do a pool again, I'd probably do an in ground. And nobody does them with diving boards anymore, but mine would have a diving board, and it would go deep. It wouldn't be an 8 foot pool. It'd be a 10 foot or 12 foot deep pool. But no, not really. Yeah, I know. It was just a matter before the thing collapsed on its own, and that would have flooded out the yard and possibly part of the house. 12,000 gallons of water all of a sudden accumulating in the backyard. That would definitely have come into the house. I don't know. I think it's a liability. It's a legal thing. Because I remember going back. You remember when I went back to California, like in the first year I was vlogging, and one time I went to the different schools that I went to, and when I went to the high school, I there was always two Olympic-sized pool. One that was like 6 feet deep in that you could walk in, and then one that was Olympic size and like 12 feet deep. And they had a regular diving board and they had a high dive board when I was there in the 80s. And even before that, uh, when I went back there, that was one of the things I noticed when I looked at that pool. Those diving boards are gone. They don't do that anymore. No, I really do. I really should look into getting this thing insured. I don't know how I would even go to do that, but yeah, I should go research that out. Yeah, well, if there's any place that you can, it'll be Texas. Exactly, it's lawsuit nation. Some kid, and that's probably what happened. Some kid hurt himself on the diving board, and the parents sued, and that was the response. Well, by the time I got done, this was going to be a new pool because, probably weren't going to be able to use any of the support brackets. They were pretty worn. The liner definitely had to be replaced. The wall had to be replaced. Yeah, I only remember going off the diving board, the high dive a couple of times, but I wasn't as adventuresome then. We were supposed to be like upper 60s today, into the 80s tomorrow, and then into the 50s by Tuesday, and like low 30s at night. So I'm looking forward to some of those night walks. You definitely want to avoid the belly flops on high dive. In fact, I wasn't even courageous enough to try and do it just a traditional dive. I went feet first. That was all. That was the only way I could do it. It's funny. I was just starting to read Black Dot's comment, and Spaniel Mom posted, and somehow my mind kind of latched onto the first line of Black Dot's comment and the second line of Spaniel Moms, and I read it as I used to jump out of airplanes into and then into a house that was 16 feet deep, and my that kind of broke my brain there for a second. I'm going to go with a compulsive liar thing, Black Dot. Yeah, see, 16 feet deep would be cool for a pool if you were a scuba diver. Yeah, I bet you that happens a lot. That's probably why the diving boards are gone. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever saw her movie, but yeah, that was kind of a scandalous story, wasn't it? That movie itself. Yeah, I've only seen a couple pictures of her, in connection with the with her passing. But yeah, she was a very attractive woman. I dived out of a plane once. Yeah, you wouldn't get me on a New York subway now, even during the day. Get set on fire. Chicken is your hometown? I'm sorry, that was a great comment, even if it was a spell check error. It was in okay, yeah, that's not a very safe place to ride the subway, or do they have they have L's there, don't they? That's insane. It's just we dehumanize each other so easily these days. Have no respect for other people, or no even empathy. Hey, bye. You gonna come up and visit? I only went to Chicago once in my life. Guided by Voices was going to do what they purported was going to be their last show ever, and it was going to be in Chicago. And I went to that. I was there for a couple of days, but I don't know. It wasn't very bad when I was there. That was 20 years ago, but it's still I was a little nervous, kind of like I feel now when I go to California. Hey, he's back. My buddy here. Christmas tree? No, Christmas tree's still up. I don't know. I'll probably take it down this week. The Christmas lights will stay outside out for a while here. I noticed last year that people around here don't take their Christmas lights down the day, a week or so after Christmas. I think they wait for the 12 days of Christmas to pass. And so I noticed that, last year when I took mine down, the neighbors had theirs up for another week. So I'll probably do that again I'll do that this year too. I met a few people, mostly because of Jordan. beauty is even if I don't take them down at exactly the right time, I can at least okay, everybody else is off. I'll turn mine off too. Well, there's Boxing Day, isn't there? A couple Saturdays and Sundays. And then the other ones are the mystery days, right? I love how these conversations just go off on a weird tangent. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for vlogging today or this week. I do have an idea what I want to do today. So that will probably turn into a vlog that will show up. And I know I haven't done a lot of vlogs every week for the last few weeks, but you know what? I'll pick it up again. I'm going to try and do a couple this week. Sometimes it's nice to have a couple days off too. That sounds like something Jordan would have done. Lasagna was good. Yeah, well, yeah, I haven't done a restaurant vlog in a while, have I? I think the last thing I did was that Taco Casa thing. It was a day or two after that my boss called me into his office and said, "Hey, I saw you did a video on Taco Casa." So yeah, my boss knows about this now. It was just inevitable. It would happen eventually. Well, he only watched a couple of videos. He didn't watch a whole lot. He just happened to see the one about Taco Casa, and if you remember that one, I said that somebody I work with raves about Taco Casa, and I wanted to go check it out. Well, he knew exactly who that person was, and so that was what he'd seen, and he went and looked for my popular one, and my most popular one is the one where I got to where I retraced Oswald's steps. He saw that one. He saw the one where I got to go into the jail cell that held Lee Harvey Oswald. So he saw that, and he liked those videos. He thought that was great that I got to do that. but I don't think he's watched any of the lives. Plus, my boss doesn't have to watch my videos to know that I love my job. Well, every person that's discovered, I'm saying, just trying to keep this low key and don't want, everyone to know about it. And so far as I know, my boss hasn't told anyone. You know, Jordan every once in a while pops up on Facebook, you know, and we talk when that happens. No, not we haven't really had any formal conversations. I think probably the last time uh, that we talked in any great length was when his friend William died. I don't know what happened. I don't know if we'll ever know what happened with JFK. Yeah, I got a few new things. I went there last week. That was the last day that the shop is open now until they move to their new location. And so I got a few things. I got that. I thought that was kind of cool, really pretty. I like how it has kind of the flat surfaces on it, kind of a glassy surface, and then you get onto the back here, it's a little bit more rough. But I thought that was kind of cool. And I got this piece, and this is called watermelon tourmaline. Usually tourmaline is black, but sometimes it's green, and this is some of that green tourmaline. But they call it watermelon tourmaline because there's also this red color to it. In fact, you can really see the red on the side here. So it kind of looks like a watermelon. And I got this piece. This is just another piece of calcite. It's one of those things that's UV reactive. I can't really show it to you. Unfortunately, my UV light burned out, and I got a lot of this stuff. But I like the real cubic nature of this. How it's got a lot of square angles and stuff like that. I hadn't seen that before. A lot of times, this stuff looks more like that. Just kind of rough. But yeah, even there's some kind of cool stuff on the back of that too. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I got this. This is an amethyst scepter, what they call it. It's basically, I think they cut it out and they shape it to look like that. It's kind of cool. I like it though because it's got the amethyst on the top and the quartz on the bottom, and then right in the middle, it's got this little piece of golden healer crystal in there that looks really kind of cool. So that's kind of pretty. I got a couple other things too. They were more just showy things rather than rocks. But oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of things I have that could probably be mistaken for a paperweight. I don't know. It's really hard for me to judge what food prices are right now with inflation. I don't eat fast food that often, so I would, if I were going to compare prices between Taco Casa and something else, I'd have to compare it to like Taco Bell. And I haven't been in a Taco Bell a lot. Yeah, I'm going to get another one. I know where the company is that I can get them from, and they've got another variety too. They've got the same exact ultraviolet light that I have now, and they've got one that they call a shortwave ultraviolet light. It's even deeper in the ultraviolet range than the one I had, and A couple of rocks I have are supposed to look, they look great with the normal UV, but you look at them with a shortwave UV light, and they're just amazing. And so I'm going to get another one of the ones I have, and I'm going to get a shortwave light too. Yeah, that I do. I love the colors in some of them. No, not really. I mean, you get a big amethyst. It's they can be pretty pricey, but little ones, no, not really. You can get a small little amethyst for 40, $50. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's expensive. I guess it depends. Yeah, I mean, Taco Bell was all right, but I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been to Taco Bell in years. I don't think I've had Taco Bell since I lived in Waco. Or if I have, it was just once or twice. Not since I've lived in the house. I don't think I've had Taco Bell. In fact, one of my favorite things in California was Carl's Jr. And I went back to Carl's Jr. when I was in California last year for my mom's funeral, earlier this year for my mom's funeral, and had something, and it just wasn't the same. Yeah, I've had some of their brisket sandwiches at Bucky's. It's pretty good. It's brisket fast food. I don't think I've ever had Five Guys burgers. Yeah, the long wave ultraviolet light that I had was I think what in the 430 to 380 nanometer range, but the shortwave lights are going down to like 320, 300, and so that's even deeper into the ultraviolet spectrum. And like I said, it's supposed to make some of the minerals on a couple of my rocks really really pop. I saw it at the trade show, but I couldn't get one of the lights. But the place that I get that I got, well, the place that sells the light that I had also sells these shortwave lights. So, like I said, I'm going to try and get one of them. They're a little bit more expensive. The long wave light's about $50, and the shortwave is about 150. But if you're going to be a serious rock collector like I am, you got to have the hardware. That's just the rules. Yeah, let me show you the website that I have for the lights. If you want, you can go check it out yourself. Let's see, where is that? Over here. No, I can't find it at the moment. I don't know. It's here somewhere. Probably buried under something. Oh well. Maybe next time. But I bet you if you just Googled shortwave ultraviolet lights, you'd find something. Do you have specific items you want to do, or just to pick something out? I didn't know they had a breakfast and lunch menu at Bucky's. It just seems like they're constantly making like fudge and brisket and stuff like that. Thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Happy New Year to you too. Have a good lunch. Yeah, I've had the brisket one or two times. I was hungry at one point and I was there and I said, yeah, let's try it. It was all right. It was like I said, it was brisket fast food. It was just chopped brisket on a bun. It was okay. Yeah, I've always kind of gotten a kick out of black lights. Well, we used to actually. It's interesting that you mentioned that, John, because up until just recently, we had a cafeteria on property that had a short order cook and they would produce hot meals for us. Now that place is getting closed and remodeled, and so lately I have been kind of doing like fast food, around work. But yeah, I don't usually do that. I don't. The nice thing about having the cafeteria on property is I can get a hot meal and I don't have to leave the building to do it. Right now, I'm having to leave the building to do it, and that's kind of a pain in the neck. So hopefully, the new cafeteria is going to be ready to go sometime like in spring. Looks like it's going to be nice. So the boss says that's encouraging for the future of the company. They're making investments like that. That means they plan on, being here for a while. No, I got out of the bringing lunch with me years and years ago. It just I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. Haven't heard of any problems of people stealing lunches. And the couple times I've brought something from home, like if I have lasagna or something like that, I'll sometimes do that. Never had anything disappear though. Well, it's funny because I do actually have a cooler that used to be a medical specimen lockbox. And I was just thinking at the time I should try and reproduce the label that used to be on it on the computer that talked about how it contained medical specimens. Oh, that's always been an issue, though, Gene. I had 20, 25, 30 years ago, I actually walked in the cafeteria one day and saw somebody eating my lunch. I didn't know what to do. I reported it to HR. Kamala Harris said, it's good to see she's still wasting money. Yeah, every once some. I guess people just take a break. Maybe they get tired of me. I'm kind of a boring person. Rhonda was here last week, though. I think Rhonda was there a little bit on the Christmas Day one too. Yeah, right. January 20th can't come fast enough. Now we can just keep our side from stabbing itself in the back with its circular firing squad. Arby's is pretty good. I haven't had Arby's that much, but um, a few times I have. It was all right. Yeah, I think the issue with me is there just never really were any Arby's nearby. I remember there was one that was, from where I lived in as a kid in California, there was one that was like 15 miles away. I can't tell you where the nearest one was where I lived as an adult in my house in California. And I don't know if there's even any of them here in Texas. I don't remember seeing an Arby's. Yeah, I figured as much. I like their horseradish sauce. I bet it had something to do with Rhonda throwing produce. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what visitation is over there. In Rhonda's case, at least, it's in Canada, so it means entirely different rules there. Exactly. Oh, it was nice. It was just we just went out and had dinner at a Mexican place. Actually, it was a place, La Fiesta. I did a vlog there. I think in the first year. It's decent Mexican food. It's funny the people. A friend of mine who's lived in Waco all his life said he and his wife used to date when they were dating. 50 years ago, they were eating in this place. So, oh, we haven't done that party yet. That party is next week. or in or yeah, it's next week. The thing we're doing in a week is well, no, the what I thought we were talking about, and I didn't know if I'd mentioned it before, but a week ago or so, I there was a just people in the department just got together and went out to dinner one night, and we had a little gift exchange there that night, and so that was that, and that's what I thought you were talking about. But no, the party with the shirt that I showed you last week, that isn't until next week. You'll have to wait until next live stream to do that. To ask that question, but that's gonna be fun because it's open bar, which is really cool. It's not open bar for a really really long time, but it's an open bar for a while, and it's casino night. So they're gonna bring in like blackjack and craps and roulette and stuff like that. You can do some gambling. I hope they have poker this year. They didn't have poker last year. I wouldn't mind sitting in and play some poker. I haven't played poker in a long time. Now, Darth, be good. Yeah, yeah. It's catered. The food is there. The bar is there. They give out company money, for you to gamble with, but you turn in the money at the end, and they give prizes out. So 15,000 dollar bar tab. That sounds like quite a party. Mhm. I don't know. It depends on who your guests are, I guess. Flash is in semi hibernation mode right now, although she'll probably be up and around tomorrow. And it was late. Wow. You went to Burger King afterwards to eat. That's funny. Sometimes it'd be better just to have one of those places cater it. Hello, Burger King. We'd like 500 Whoppers to go. Never really thought about that, but I guess that makes sense considering Michigan's in two parts and all of them are kind of surrounded by lake. And technically, those are Great Lakes, and so they aren't even lakes; they're inland seas. Yeah, just to dig a little moat there, and you could have Michigan be completely landlocked or sea locked. It's a long distance to Anchorage, Alaska, too. Well, all the Great Lakes eventually drain into the ocean, don't they? Because they're all kind of connected together, and eventually pour goes over the Niagara Falls and ends up in the ocean. Hey, by Mississippi River. Yeah, I guess that makes sense too. That ends up in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, and I got to do something. Even my boss is saying you should take a vacation, man. I mean, my boss is on vacation now. He's going to be back a couple days next week, and then the other lead is taking a couple days off. So yeah, it's been a crazy week. I've been to the mouth of the Mississippi, right where it starts, up in Minnesota. I'm thinking I might go in the spring. I'd have to start planning now, though. So I don't know. It would be fun to go in the spring. I think when it gets warm enough that you can be out without being really really cold. And I think the park kind of for the most part shuts down during the winter anyway. So no, it doesn't have to be salty to be considered a sea. It just has to be above or larger than a certain length or larger than a certain size. Uh, all the water is runoff. All the water in the lakes is runoff from snow and rain and stuff like that. And so there isn't going to be a lot of salt there. That all happens when it gets down into the ocean. Yeah, Dead Sea. That's the other extreme. So salty that nothing can survive in it. And you're right. Your buoyancy is it's almost impossible to drown in the Dead Sea because the salt content is so much higher that you can just float on it. Salton Sea, yeah, that's an example too. That isn't as much as the Dead Sea, but yeah, the Salton Sea. I've been there, and that was very salty. Yeah, I mean even ocean water is yuck when you got it in your mouth, but Yeah, I would suppose salt water probably does heal wounds because it sterilizes everything. Thanks for stopping in, Dot. It's always good to see you. Happy New Year. Yeah, I don't know. The lake might be drying up. It wouldn't surprise me. I've been to Lake Mead too. Hey, Breck, how you doing? Welcome to the party. It's been about a year now, almost, since I've flown. I haven't been back to the lake, but we've had a decent winter in terms of rain. We got about an inch of rain just this past week, so that's going to delay me doing much work in the pool area because the pool area is really muddy right now. I suppose they could drain the ocean, but where would they put it? It would be interesting to go down there and see it. Like I said, last time I went and looked, the lake was full. It was 100% again. And it didn't seem like we had that much rain, but that's true. If you drain the ocean, you could get to the Titanic. Can you imagine how amazing of a museum that would be? They could build some sort of structure around it and make it watertight so you could pump all the water out and go down there. Be like a big giant elevator that go down right down to the bottom there. Well, it wouldn't be in the deep if we pumped out all the water. Oh yeah, that'll definitely happen. Although it's happening very very slowly because of how deep it is and how little air there is down there, and there aren't a lot of microbes that can sit there and eat the metal. But there is some of that, and yeah, eventually it'll disappear. Yeah, it is cool that they got some stuff out of there. It would be amazing to be able to go see that though. But after what happened last time, no way. Yeah, I like those phosphorescent fish also. Those are cool. Yeah, I could see that too. Because that is basically it's a massive grave. But massive graves often too get turned into tourist attractions. I mean, think of Pompeii or the pyramids in Giza. The Arizona at Pearl Harbor. Pompeii is a place I wouldn't mind visiting. There's a Winchester movie. No, I haven't seen that. Hmm. No, I haven't even heard of it. Someone's being really clingy today. Yes, someone is, isn't he? Probably gonna have lasagna for dinner tonight. As if anyone had to actually ask that question. Lasagna and cranberry jello dessert, and a heaping glass of milk. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And now I want some lasagna. Never had almond milk. No, doesn't sound that appetizing. Well, I did put crushed red peppers in the lasagna, and so it does have a little bit of a bite. That's just my own thing. I put about a quarter of a cup of crushed red peppers into the sauce, so it's a lot. 2% milk, John. I can do one, but I'm not a fan of skim milk. No, I didn't put any ground. I mean, I think there was a little bit of ground pepper called for in the recipe, but yeah, no, I that doesn't do enough. And I did fresh ground pepper too. I have a pepper mill and grind my own pepper, and I grind it really coarse. But the main power comes from the crushed red pepper because there's a lot of that in there. Yeah, you can put as much cheese as you want. I don't know if they do. Send it to me. I'll try it. I did drink Pepsi when I was drinking caffeinated stuff. Yeah, I've loved crushed red pepper for forever. They used to serve little packets with, I guess they still do, when you buy pizza. Adds a little bite to it, but it uh, crushed red pepper is much better when you put it into something because what you do is you kind of leach the heat out of it and it leaches into the sauce itself. There was a while where I was a Pepsi person, then I kind of became a Coke person, and then I kind of stopped both of them. I can't really stomach either of them right now. I gave up on caffeine. I don't know, about 5, 6, 7 years ago now, I guess. I don't know if I've ever had Mellow Yellow. Is that more like a Mountain Dew kind of thing? Well, in terms of feeling better, no, uh, but I don't feel worse either. Caffeine never worked for me. Caffeine always made me sleepy. And so I started thinking, I thought it was more of a psychological boost I got from drinking caffeine. And I realized that, you know, it was happening too fast. I'd take a drink and while I was still swallowing, it's like all of a sudden I feel like I'm feeling better. Well, that can't be caffeine because for caffeine to have effect, it has to have a minute or two to get into your bloodstream. And when you swallow it, that isn't enough. And so I started thinking it was psychological, the so-called boost I was feeling, and I started getting the same boost from like Sprite, which is decaffeinated, and Seven Up, which is decaffeinated. In some cases, even water. So, and I never really liked Mountain Dew, and so probably not going to go for the Mellow Yellow either. There's something that's really huge here in Texas that I don't get called Big Red. I tried that once just because um, I'd seen it and I had to know what it was. Like, no, not into that. See, that's all I drink, in terms of like carbonated drinks is Sprite. I like Sprite, but to each his own. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm right or you're wrong or you're right and I'm wrong. Yeah, I know. I live in the birthplace of Dr. Pepper, and we drink a lot of Dr. Pepper here, but I never developed a taste for that. Too sweet. Well, I eliminated caffeine for the most part from my life. Um, I in terms of carbonated drinks now, it's Sprite usually that I drink, but I don't keep Sprite at home. I keep water at home. So I always thought the Big Red tasted like bubble gum. Yeah, I've heard that too, Gene, that Mountain Dew kind of dissolves your teeth. Never developed a taste for ginger ale. Never liked root beer either. Same reason. Too heavy, too sweet. And I gotta admit, I haven't had root beer since I was a kid. I had a friend that was just wild about it, and so I had root beer the first time at his house and wasn't into it. Yeah, let me know when you're in town. Maybe we'll meet up. Sounds like a good sign. Turned off just by the name, huh? When you're frying an egg on the way up the side of a hill. Car is still young enough that it's in pretty good shape. I've had pretty good experiences with Hondas. Don't really have a whole lot of problems with it. So, but yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt to have someone give it a once over. Whiskey does that too, Scott. No, I haven't really. I'll look into it. I got to figure out where I want to go. When I go there, definitely want to see the geysers and some of the hot springs and get out there and hike a little bit. There's a lot of geysers out there that maybe people don't see because they're it's a hike. I think it'd be great to get out there and hike around. Yeah, but I've kind of decided maybe I'm going to splurge a little bit. I've for so long, well, I've had money issues and just had to kind of go low budget whenever I did anything. Maybe this time, I just now I'm doing a little bit better financially. Maybe I need to just splurge a little bit, pamper myself. I was never a cell phone person that much, but the point where, in fact, I was a late adopter. I've only had cell phones now for about 10 years. People had them for 20, 30 years. And I only got into them when they became smartphones and little personal computers. But I'm that way now too. I don't ever go anywhere without my cell phone, even going to the grocery store. And it's not really because I don't want to be unconnected or anything. But as a vlogger, I need to have a camera with me everywhere I go because sometimes I don't have my vlogging camera with me somewhere, and oh, I'd really like to, make a comment on this. There was a comment I made at a grocery store, um, on my cell phone once. They were playing Nirvana "Smells Like Teen Spirit" over the speaker, and I said, and I turned on the camera and so you could hear the music a little bit, and then said, "Yeah, I never thought I'd hear Nirvana in the grocery store." I have no idea what a Porsche costs today. It's not really something I'd ever see myself driving. Yeah, that is nice to be able to tune out from people when you're with your cell phone. There are a lot of things. I mean, a cell phone. When I go on my nightly walks, that's it comes with me too because I got a little Bluetooth speaker that attaches to my belt that gets really good sound, and so that's one of the things I didn't like about this phone. This phone doesn't have really good audio quality, but through that Bluetooth speaker, it sounds really good. 82,000. Okay. Well, if I were to do a live stream, it would depend on whether there's good internet there. I could see a whole bunch of videos coming out of that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I just got to get off my butt and do it. It'd be the same kind of thing as when it came to visiting my mom a couple of years ago when I made that surprise trip to California to visit her for her birthday. It's just going to be one of those things that I'm going to have to get off my butt and say I'm going to do it. I'm a procrastinator. I've always been a procrastinator, but eventually I'll do it. And what I'd love to do is, when I retire, just travel a lot. Visit all the national parks. Wouldn't that be cool? Be the Jordan the Lion of national parks. Well, if there's anything significant there, I'll definitely check it out. I mean, one of these days I'd like to go back to Yosemite too. That's probably the national park I've been to the most because it was always a family favorite. It wasn't that far away. It was, 400 or 500 miles, so you could drive there in a day. But Yellowstone, I think, is probably the most memorable. And now, because I'm such a huge fan of geology, I really want to visit it again because I know so much more about what it is and why it is. My mom and dad were never into camping, but there was a family friend. We had family friends who were big time into camping, so we did it a few times, and I always enjoyed it more than my parents did. My mom, especially, she didn't like to sleep on the ground. She wanted to be in a bed in a hotel, and so while she did it a couple times, it wasn't much. Would I visit the East Coast? Yeah, probably. In terms of that, I'd like to go. Go visit some of the historical places in Boston. That'll be a blast. And if I was in Boston, I'd go visit Salem, Massachusetts. I'd love to see that again. I spent Halloween one night, one year in Salem, Massachusetts. That place comes undone on Halloween night. But I mean, for me, I think it's more natural things I'd like to visit. That's why I like the idea of national parks. They keep talking about something called Big Bend National Park here in Texas, and I might have to visit that at some point. Yeah, I might. Kennedy Space Station. I'd maybe consider going to Florida to visit Cape Canaveral. That would be fun. I spent a summer in Alabama in Huntsville one year um, for work and found a really cool cave system. And there's also a great space museum in Huntsville. So that would be great too. Headless Horseman, yeah. There's supposedly a haunted bridge around here in Texas, and I want to visit one of these days. That'd be really cool. Apparently, it was a story. It was about 100 years ago. There was this businessman who lived nearby, and he had a successful business, but the neighbors kind of resented him because he was black. He was successful to some extent, but I guess at some point the people rose up and hanged him on this bridge, and his ghost supposedly haunts the bridge now. So that I was reading about that. That looks like a good one. Bye, Darth. Thanks for stopping in. Good to talk to you. We're not done yet. We got another 15 minutes of exciting live stream to go here. I like kind of going places that are haunted. Or we could replace spooks with Spocks. Can you imagine a haunted house filled with Vulcans named Spock? Never seen any ghosts. Nope. I'd love to. I'd love to. I'd love to catch one on camera, but never seen a ghost. And I've been to a few places that are supposedly haunted. Who is the Phantom Killer? Would have to be something I'd know about. Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy? Happy New Year. I've heard that too. There's that Gettysburg is haunted. Like I said, in terms of that bridge where the guy was hanged and supposedly was, I'd definitely do that and go at night. Get out there in the dark, maybe even camp there overnight. But you have like a potluck kind of thing, Jeff? Yeah, that would be cool to have something signed by Abraham Lincoln. That is true. So it was a potluck and it was good. Wow, double score. Oh yeah, that would be the only reason for going to that place would be to vlog it. Can you imagine me going someplace cool and interesting like that and then not vlogging it? Yeah, the only president's house I've ever been in is I've been in the house Richard Nixon was born in. I don't know. Jordan never do a vlog of the Nixon Library. I know we visited it. So look that up. But I think we visited it before he was vlogging. Thank you too, Jeff. Right back at you, buddy. Mount Vernon would be cool. Yeah. And we miss you when you don't show up either. I know we're lucky we get you for that couple minutes between church and lunch. But yeah, you're always welcome here, Jeff. In terms of presidential libraries, I'd probably go visit George W. Bush's. I've been to H.W. Bush's a couple times. Been to Nixon because Nixon Library was literally a walking distance from where I used to live in California. And I've been to the Reagan Library a couple of times. That's an impressive site, including once with Jordan. I think Jordan and I went once. And of course, I went with Jordan when he went to Austin a couple of years ago and visited the LBJ Museum. And that's cool. You have a familial connection with Truman. Yeah, that's what Truman said. The buck stops here. Yeah, I like scary things too. I've been in the jail cell that held Lee Harvey Oswald after he assassinated JFK. Come on, beat me, man. Yeah, go find a peanut farm. Yeah, I'm not so much into into like murderers and stuff like that. I'm more into like haunted houses and stuff like that. So I don't know. No, ironically, the most watched is the one where I retraced Oswald's steps from the Texas Book Depository to the movie theater where he was arrested. I really expected the other one to be that's my second most popular video, but I figured that would be number one. But everybody seems to like the retracing of the steps, from the Texas Book Depository to where he tried to get onto the bus, where he got onto the bus, rode a couple blocks back towards where the Texas Book Depository was, got off, walked to the taxi stand, you know, got in a taxi, went to his boarding house, and then changed clothes and walked to the movie theater. Yeah, especially if it comes to getting that close to a Republican president. Yeah, I've never actually gotten a chance to be in close proximity to a politician. I think the biggest politician I ever got to be with was Paul Ryan when he was speaker before he was Speaker of the House. Between when he was, I think when he was still Romney's running mate. I got a picture with him. That guy turned out to be a disgrace. Washed away really quick. But he was Speaker of the House there for a while. Yeah, but they're going to have to be more careful with Trump from now on. He can't just be who he wants to be at this point because there's people that are gunning for him. Even he knows that. Georgia still thinks I need to try and get George Bush on a vlog. The thing that's scary is I might actually be able to pull it off because I mean what's he doing these days? And he's in Crawford, and Crawford's just like 20 miles from here. I've been to the gate of his house. I wouldn't really want to talk politics with him because I don't agree with him on a lot of things on politics. His family really took the way Trump dealt with Jeb really personally, and the Bushes hate Trump, and so I wouldn't want to talk about that. I just want to talk about what he's doing post presidency, how he's keeping himself busy. I know he's painting and stuff like that. That'd be fun, just to kind of maybe even just hang out with him at the ranch or something. Yeah, I heard Bill Clinton's a really, really nice, very approachable, very friendly, kind of the person that can talk to anybody in the room. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Ask him about 911. Yeah, I know. Well, I can do you one better than that, Jeff. Jordan's bought me dinner more than once. But it was nice because we always took care of each other. Because when I first met Jordan, I was making good money. I was doing the CDs at the time, um, and making good money doing that. I was a homeowner, and Jordan was still struggling, and so there were a lot of times I was able to help him, and then our fortunes reversed. He started vlogging and having a good income doing that, and I was working at Disneyland, struggling to keep my house, and then Jordan would buy me. So now we're back to the point where, I can help him again. But neither of us really need help right now, and that's a good thing. Yeah, I took care of Jaw a lot on those earlier vlogs when Jordan was traveling to Europe. Yeah, Jaw was usually staying with me. I don't know. I don't think it'd be very smart for him to get out of the car. He may do it though. We'll see. Yeah, I remember a lot of the dog parts. That kind of turned into Jaws pals, or Jaw, not Jaws pals. Uh, his jaw of YouTube channel, but he hasn't really done one of those in a while either. I remember he did one of those jaw videos here in Waco when we went to Cameron Park and walked around the trails. I remember Jordan when he had no subscribers. It was funny, kind of Jordan's evolution. Probably a lot of people don't know this, but right before he started vlogging, he thought he was going to do a podcast. He was hanging out at the Comedy Store a lot, and a lot of the comics that he became friends with were doing podcasts. And so he borrowed like a microphone and a micro recorder from me, and was going to try doing that for a while. That didn't work out, but almost immediately he latched onto the videos, and it just went from there. Yeah, he had posted his first video, and he sent a text to me saying, "Hey, check this out. Tell me what you think." I was one of his first subscribers, probably. I think it was probably his mom and his grandpa and his sister and me were the first ones. Yeah, I remember him doing the catering thing. He would take odd jobs too. I remember Remember one year he'd gotten a job playing Santa Claus at a PetSmart near where I lived. He still sends pictures of him and Jaw in Santa costumes. His mom is a character, definitely. No, I wouldn't have a channel, and I mean, it never would have dawned on me to even do something like this. Jordan kind of put me up to it at first, when he heard I was in Texas looking for, maybe places to live when I moved here. We were texting back and forth one night, and that was where this all started. Yeah, I remember the Houdini video. That one was really early on. Yeah, yeah, I remember that too. That started with a text conversation that he and I had going back. I was talking to him, um, and he said, "Yeah, I'm like within striking distance of 1,000 subscribers, and 1,000 subscribers is important because at that point, at least, I don't know what it is now, but 1,000 subscribers and like 50,000 view hours, you're eligible to monetize your channel." And so that was the goal that I was trying to hit, where I could monetize. And I told Jordan, "Yeah, I'm like within 50 subscribers of hitting 1,000." And he says, "Hold on a minute." He started a live stream immediately. And he said, "Breck needs your help." And within 24 hours, he pushed me not only past 1,000 subscribers, but past 2,000 subscribers. That was Jordan. And I think within like 2 or 3 days, I was like up to 2,500. It was insane. Well, that's what it is. I mean, in reality, you know, this is all kind of the ripple effect, starting with Adam the Woo, because Jordan became friends with Adam the Woo, and Adam got him going, and then Jordan got me going, and I helped get you going, and I also helped my friend Matt get going with his. So yeah, that's how it works. You kind of help those that are up and coming here. We all want to be successful. Well, anyway, I've kind of put my 2 hours in on this one, so I think we're going to pull the plug on this one because I see we're 22 seconds from a commercial. I'm not going to wait to watch another commercial. So thanks, everyone. I had a good time today. I'll see you again next week. Good night, everyone.